The only place where truth and justice in sports lives. Where is that? It's why people have now choose the fastest growing show on YouTube. The fastest growing show when it comes to Philadelphia sports and football. And by the way, we really cover everything. You know, all of us do. And we really appreciate that with you guys because we know there's other options out there. By the way, we are powered for the 4 hours here by our good friends at BetUS, and we so appreciate that. It's been a very interesting 48 hours here on the National Football Show. But by the way, Signature Open, Big Sills is in the house. Please hit the like button. By the way, that is one of the most important times of the program. Yesterday, to this point right now, it's up near 800 likes and what you guys have done. And we so appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay? I can't thank you enough. The Super Chats were off the charts yesterday. Incredible. Incredible. Look at this right here, guys. Look at this right here. In our show yesterday, our show, we had almost 8,000 people just in live chatting over the 4 hours. 8,000 people almost. Now, that's not counting the people who don't put a chat up that watch the program as well. Incredible. Incredible, man. I mean, and you guys keep going like this. Sills camp. These things are whipping through. Honestly, like I'm on a jet airplane here. I mean, look at how much you guys are making this show grow, man. 8,000 people chimed in yesterday on Super Chats. Or, excuse me, on chatting, live chatting. The Super Chats were off the charts yesterday as well. And we can't thank you enough, man. Hey, I need Just for Men, just like Sills. Hey, dude, the day I dye my hair, I'll kill myself. I don't dye. Big Sills doesn't dye his hair. I keep always getting that, too. Dye my hair? Yeah, that's right. That's what I do. I stick my head under a sink and I dye my hair. Hey, when I'm a little older, maybe. Right now, that ain't happening for me. Holy cow. Hey, by the way, the only hair I might dye, I'll leave it alone. My aunt watches the show. I'll leave it alone, okay? Because then I'm going to need my Manscaped tool. So I won't elaborate anymore on that. How you doing? All right, please hit the like button. First 15 are the most important. By the way, Yankees, you're done. I'm done with you. I'm done. Aaron Judge, I'm done with you. I'm done. You're no Reggie Jackson. You're no Derek Jeter. Hell, you're not even A-Rod. You're done. Hey, Aaron Judge, you're done. Going to get swept at Yankee Stadium. I think the last time the Yankees got swept at home was 1970. You want to know what a freakazoid I am for Yankee baseball? I think the last time the Yankees were swept in a World Series was 76 when the Reds did it. And the Reds went back-to-back. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? In the National League, the last team to go back-to-back is that Big Red Machine. In the National League. The last National League team to go back-to-back is that Big Red Machine. Okay? I mean, dude. Yeah, Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper. How you doing? Got to step up, sons. Got to step up. Oh, yeah, Freddie Freeman. He's going to be the MVP for the Dodgers. Man, what a terrible, terrible showing by the Yankees. Unbelievable, too, for that fan base. And I'm part of that fan base. I've been since I was a kid. First team I ever rooted for were the New York Yankees. By the way, hit the like button, please. All Super Chats, go to the top. Stop hating on Hurts. Hating on Hurts? Hey, look, if the reality hurts on Hurts, suck it up. Suck it up. Okay? By the way, we got the numbers over the first 8 weeks. You tell me. And I know everybody's crowing after the Bengal game on what an elite quarterback you guys think that guy is. Anyway, like I said, it's Eagles and Jaguar week. So Doug Peterson back at the link will be what? Dude's got a statue out front. By the way, his statue actually looks like him. That thing that they made for Dwayne Wade looks like Mao Zedong. I mean, I posted on my X account. I said, who are the Heat honoring? Chairman Mao? I mean, it's got this guy going like this, and I'm like, that guy looks like Chairman Mao. And I'm going like, I mean, who are you honoring? Chairman Mao. It is Kelly Green week, by the way. Colts benching Anthony Richardson. They should. Hey, can you get a substitute in here for me? I'm a little tired. I've never heard that in my years playing and covering the sport, where I heard a guy that was a quarterback tap his hat and say, I need some rest here because I'm tired. I'm not sure I ever heard that. I'm not sure. Hey, look, here's Brian Sills. Could you imagine a quarterback saying, I'm tired? Dude, when my coach took me out, I threw my helmet. That's how pissed off I was. I'm not coming out of games. Hey, I'm tired. I mean, dude, that's not cutting it, man. I don't know what kind of attitude that is, too. You got to let that kid know, hey, you can't be saying that shit. Take a time out. Do whatever. Anyway, should be in a. Hey, are you going to boo? By the way, Diggs tore his ACL, Sills. Probably the best thing for the Cowboys. That guy sucked all year. Probably the best thing for that secondary. How are you going to treat Doug when he rolls back to the link? The Houston Diggs. Oh, okay. The Houston Diggs. Stephon Diggs. All right. It's a wide receiver. Who cares? It's a wide receiver. Stephon Diggs. Not the Diggs in Dallas. Okay. I don't know. Sure. All right. He's been on 5 different teams in the last 3 years. Who cares? Anyway, how are you going to treat Doug when he rolls back to the link? You going to cheer him? This will be a second time back now. So the first time you kind of gave him his roses. Are you going to do it again? Hey, look at this. The other Diggs. Oh, okay. They both suck this year. Hey, would this be fair? They both suck this year. Both Diggs suck. Okay? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with Doug this week? You going to cheer him? He won our only effing Super Bowl. Doug deserves a round of applause, said Xander Krause. Are you going to give him a little this? Or are you going to give him this? What are you going to give him? Give him this? Or a golfer's clap? Or a tennis clap? Whatever. Okay? What are you going to give him? Not the A-Rod clap. It's really weird. And you don't need tetracycline for that. Or for this clap, I should say. 4 claps. Let's go. Let's go kick his ass. Is that what you're going to do to Doug? I'm with you, man. I'm going to do this. Hey, Doug. Now we're going to – no, I'm going to do it this way. This is how I would celebrate Doug Peterson coming back to Philadelphia. Hey, Doug. Great to see you again. I'm sorry I'm going to have to kick the shit out of you. Hey, I love you to death, Doug, but I'm going to have to kick the shit out of you. You know, it's what it is, man. Hey, we love you, Doug, but I'm going to have to punch your face in. Hey, you could say that to your boy now. Doug's like your boy. You know, when you play a football game in high school against your buddy, hey, I love you, man, but I got to kick the shit out of you. Sorry, man. No holds barred here, right? Deontay Johnson to the Ravens. Wow. Teams making moves prior to November 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern. That is the trading deadline. That's a heck of a move there, man. Baltimore Ravens amping up the offense there for Lamar Jackson. I think they probably saw that in that last game against Cleveland. They need more help at the Y and Z. I mean, look, Zay Flowers is a good ball player, but hit the like button, guys, please. You were sensational yesterday. And like we said, almost 8,000 people live chatted the show yesterday. That's insane. I can't thank you guys enough. All right. I'm looking forward to this game this week. We're going to talk a little bit about what the coordinator said today. Also, Big Sills' top 10 teams, top 10 quarterbacks, MVP candidates, the 24 Jacksonville Jaguars. And I would say this to you. Let's start. Randy Cross, CBS Sports, owner of 3 Super Bowls, will join us at 3:30. We'll talk with him, both pro and college football. He works for CBS Sports on those great 49er teams. We will talk with our friend and then Xander at 4:30. We're working on a special guest for tomorrow. I'm not going to say who it is. Hopefully we can land the guy. We'll find out a little bit more. All right. First 8 weeks of the season, we had major blowback yesterday. Xander Krause even. Jalen is back to being elite. All of you. Not all of you. A good portion of you said that the quarterback has found his way. Has found his way since the bye. Okay? How was Hurts played for the first 8 weeks of the season? What do you think? First 8 weeks. Like I said, my balls are elite compared to Hurts. B, this guy says Hurts has played a B quarterback position in 8 weeks. B minus 8 weeks of play. Jekyll and Hyde says Mike. C plus. Okay. C. Well, let's take a look at that. 8 weeks of football. Here's who Jalen Hurts has been so far. He's 6th in completion percentage. Excellent. He's accurate. One thing you want in your quarterback is you want that guy to be accurate. Please hit the like button. Okay? And here's Steve. Let's leave this up. Steve thinks that Jalen's played elite quarterback for 8 weeks. Carlos thinks he's played elite quarterback for 8 weeks. He's 6th in completion percentage, which, like I said, is very important. And accuracy is important. He's 18th in interceptions. His success rate, he's 14th, middle of the pack. Sack percentage, 25%. He's 25th, I mean. He's taking sacks. Yards by completion, he's 10th. Pretty good. 10 yards of play, you want it over 8. Passer rating, he's 9th. Passing yards, he's 20th. Passer rating, he's 18th. That's elite. Remember something here. Some of you are going to go like this. Well, where's the rushing numbers? Kellen Moore wasn't brought in to improve Jalen Hurts' running ability. That's a foregone conclusion. He's very good at it. Kellen Moore was brought in to improve him as a passer. Does those sound like elite numbers to you and where he is? And by the way, I think one of the most important things you have to do is you do have to add the winning end, because that supersedes everything. He's 5-2. Hey, and by the way, don't dismiss the Giant win. Don't dismiss any win. Well, this is the lesser of an opponent, and they have a better resume. This is not college football. We see every week teams get beat by crappy teams. It's the NFL. It's matchups. It's the war of attrition. It's all of that. Okay? So, personally, how I look at him, I don't know. I think he's probably played C football. He's been average with one good game. That's the kind of comments we were trying to make to you yesterday. Is that in 8 weeks of the season so far, is he trending in the... Here, let's give the fair assessment without having any jaded opinion here. Is he trending in the opposite direction where he was a year ago? Yeah, he's trending up. How has he done for the season so far in 8 weeks of the NFL? He's played C football. How's he played if you want to cut it up even more and you want to take, what do you call it? What do you say? What I do? I cherry pick. Well, I'll cherry pick for you. Last 3 weeks, it's starting to trend the other way. A good way. Not bad, good. But so far, there's nothing that you could hang on here and say, has Kellen Moore improved Jalen Hurts as a quarterback? How about Jalen? How about this? Give me a grade on Kellen Moore's impact on Hurts. 6th in completion percentage. Good. He's still high in turnovers. Hasn't been lately. He's 18th. He takes a ton of sacks. He's 25th. Passing yards, he's 20th. Passer rating, he's 18th. Excuse me, passer rating, he's 9th. Passing yards, he's 20th. How's Kellen Moore done with Jalen improving him? Because, again, he was brought in to improve him as a passer. Has he? Ded's the Jew. Jalen is better against the blitz now. Seems it. Okay? Seems it. He played average, but he's trending to that unique style of 22. This is a great take. This is a great take here that made him elite. Holds the ball too long still. Absolutely. But listen, it's a different style than 22. He's being asked to throw the football more in 22, but they're also trying to go back a little bit to the 22 style that made him exceptional. And if you guys go back and listen to any show I've ever said, if you keep him around the rim of the 22 Jalen Hurts, I'm in with that. And the last couple of weeks, we're starting to see that he's around that rim. As long as you don't deviate off that style of play, you're going to win games. Jalen's record is 3-0 versus Mahomes, Allen. I don't care about this. How many quarterbacks can say that? Sills, just say elite, 9 wins yet. Hey, dude, that means nothing. Those guys don't play fucking defense. What are you talking about when you say that? That is the dumbest argument. When you say that, you're not gauged on wins over quarterbacks. You're gauged on wins in Super Bowls and playoff wins, not over the other guy. Lamar Jackson is the Aaron Judge of today's NFL. He's great in the regular season. But when he gets to the postseason, he loses. He loses to Mahomes or Burrow. That's so dumb. My God almighty. I mean, Jesus criminy. Because you know why? I can turn Arthur's thing around and go, this is the same guy who lost to dudes who lose jobs. Tyrod Taylor's on a different team. Drew Luck's on a different team. Zach Wilson's on a different team, and they beat him last year. Come on, dog. Come on. Every one of those guys I just mentioned beat your guy. If you want, and I don't go down that line. Holy cow. Hey, do me a favor, Xander. Make sure you get it to Randy. He's busting my stones. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much, man. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. So when you look at him, has Kellen Moore made him better? Has he made him better? Get this. Sorry, dude, I don't take the Lord's name in vain. The one thing I'll do is my aunt hates F-bombs, but I don't use the Lord's name in vain. Defenses are now fearing to run. Helps Hurts a lot. Absolutely. You're opening up those passing games. Absolutely. I always hate the quarterback versus quarterback, the matchup of Brady versus Mahomes and Brady versus Manning. It's a media thing, dude. Absolutely, Samuel. It's a media-made thing. And by the way, I don't mind it, but it's not a metric that anyone looks at and says, well, he beat him. That's not how that works. If anything, when you play against Kansas City and when Jalen Hurts plays against Kansas City, he's not playing against Patrick Mahomes. He's playing against Steve Spagnuolo. Get this. This guy says I'm full of shit that Jalen Hurts, in his opinion, plays against Patrick Mahomes instead of Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Yeah, okay. If I'm full of shit, you have no sense. Hurts, 1544, 8 touchdowns, 4 INTs. Dude, stop doing that. Mahomes is undefeated in 7-0 and going for a third straight world championship. Okay? Stop that. Nobody in the NFL should be compared to that. Are you out of your mind? Okay? The plan's working, but the plan's working. Eagles win enough to keep Nick. We'll see. Thank you very much, 304. Big Mouth, Big Sales, take 4 weeks as a trend to bash Hurts and Eagles. We're talking about a 4-week trend. Now we could cherry pick. Really. I'm talking about the entire year so far. How's he played? Talk about cherry picking. Right. 10-1. When is Xander or Lee Krause coming on? I don't know. One of the biggest problems with the Eagles softball approaches to preseason is the OC impact doesn't materialize for weeks into the season. The trend has been encouraging as the season evolves. This is a great take right here. Relative, this is really good. That's a really good take. You're right. It's starting to evolve right now. You know what's – hey, relative, didn't we say that this was going to take time? It was going to be choppy getting out of the gate? Didn't we say that? We said that to Talia, said that this is going to be choppy. I'm surprised that the defense is kind of where they are right now. Okay, now get this. Here's another dumbass who doesn't listen. Let me give this kid an education here. Still says that Baker's better than Hurts. I said he's playing better. And as of right now, he still is. Because he outperformed them in the playoffs and in week 4. No. Yeah, okay. He's been playing better football at the quarterback position. Numbers dictate it. Numbers dictate it. That's a true comment. That's not an opinion. More yards, more touchdowns. I guarantee you, Baker Mayfield, if you look at this, if you look at where he is right now, we're talking about playing the quarterback position. If you look at him in 2024, let's take a look at it. Baker Mayfield is number 2 right now in passing yards. Hurts is 20th. Baker Mayfield has 21 touchdowns and 9 picks so far. How many does Hurts have? Hurts has 8 touchdown passes and 4 picks. Mayfield's got 21 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. How in the world are you saying that? How in the world are you really saying that Jalen Hurts is outplaying Baker Mayfield so far in 2024? Now it's numbers? No. I asked you if you thought that Jalen Hurts in the first 8 weeks has gotten better as a passer. Baker Mayfield is killing it. Every single number that shows you of a guy from the pocket is superior. He's second in completions, Mayfield. He's at 71% completion percentage, which means he's completing more passes than him. He's got 2,200 passing yards. He's got 7 yards a clip in 8 weeks. He's got 21 touchdowns. He's annihilating him in quarterback rating. What else is there to be said? Your guy's not in his league. Big Sills, do you expect the Eagles to make any kind of move? I don't think so. I think go big or go home on edge rusher. Yeah, that's probably right. But who do you think player-wise would trade away at deadline or after the season? I don't think they're going to do anything right now. I think they're pretty happy with the roster listening to Vic Fangio today. Is Jalen a better runner than passer, which I agree? He is a better runner than passer. If we have to be fair, and that is rushing, dual threat. Hey, but that's the Jew. That's not why Kellen Moore was hired. We already know that Jalen Hurts is an elite runner. I already know that. He was brought in to improve his passing game. Okay? Big Sills, read this, yes. And he has at the blitz, which is a step forward. Now the exact step is stepping into the pocket and reading, but it's one step at a time. And he's taking a step. Yes. Eagles 4-0 versus teams with losing records. 1-2 against teams with 500 records or over. Baker's better than Jalen, no question. I don't know about better. I think he's just having a better season. Please hit the like button. Okay, again, I brought this point up here with all these. Now listen, once again, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about Hurts. Has Kellen Moore improved Jalen Hurts as a passer in 8 weeks of play? Yes or no? That's the topic. Has he improved him? We are critical of Jalen Hurts for being a turnover machine. In the same rankings, who were the top 5 in those categories, Sills? In turnovers? Let's see here. See, you got to remember something here. Fair enough. Mahomes, Mayfield, Love, funny. These are all guys that have to perform from the pocket, though. There's no dual threat guy up there. It's a different style of play. That's why if you're going to start adding what Jalen does, which is running, those guys are pocket passers. Prince can't compare a pocket passer to a guy who relies on his wheels to open up passing lanes. Those guys don't do that. That's not who they are, nor do they have the talent on the roster like Hurts has. I mean, once again, I'm asking the question. See if you can answer it. Has Kellen Moore made Jalen Hurts a better pocket passer? This is why you're paying $51 million for 2 wide receivers. Has he made him a better passer? Let's take a look at Jalen where he is now in the 8 weeks of football. Jalen right now is 20th in passing. Let's see where he ranks in completion percentage. He's 6th. It's great. Touchdown passes. He's 16th. Interceptions. He's 18th. Let's look at QBR. Let's look at quarterback rating. Hurts is 9th, 98.2. Great. Absolutely. That's good. That's where you want to be, above 95. Only losers use stats to compare quarterbacks to Mahomes. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing on the planet. It's like trying to make your guy sound like you're in Mahomes' world, and you're not. You're just not. You're nowhere in the room with that. Here's the answer. It's still too early to tell. Okay? Particularly after the improvement he showed in the Bengal game. Slager, okay? But Slager, isn't that what I said yesterday? I said, nice step. Nice foundation. No. See what Forte doesn't get. This is the not, and I'm not saying Forte. I'm not saying you on this one. If the Philadelphia Eagles use analytics, which are stats, to put a game plan together, don't you think trends on what a guy's doing on a season also matters? So when people come in here and say, stats don't matter when you bring them up, you put game plans together on numbers. The analytics department is one of the most important parts of the entire coaching staff for the Eagles. So you can't have it one way or the other. They use them, and they use them for trends. Get this. Here's something to think about when people come in here and just talk about, by the way, and just talk about winning versus if a kid's getting better or not. You can win because of your roster and lack of shitty coaching. You guys said that all last year. They won because of the roster and in spite of the shitty coaching. You can win if you have a shitty quarterback. Hurts is good enough to squeak out one Super Bowl before it's all said and done. I'm hoping he doesn't end up like McNabb and get there, but doesn't get back to the game like he did, like McNabb did. He went to the game and never got an opportunity to get back to the game. Sure. Well, he's not looking like the second half. That's a great take. JAKIB, that's a great take. Okay? So that's a great take. Seals Barkley himself said in an interview with the Pivot podcast that he said, fuck analytics. We're getting rid of old cryptid analytics style. And that's seemingly what happened at the bye. Dude, they had an epiphany, and it was because of Saquon Barkley. Remember what I told you guys? Barkley has forced their hand. Barkley has forced their hand in a style of play that they didn't want to go to. But because that guy's having the second best year to Derrick Henry, and in some aspects, we'll see how it ends up, he may have a better year than Derrick Henry because of the people he has around him. You have to use that guy. Hey, you can't just take that Ferrari out when it's not raining. Saquon Barkley he's a weapon. I'll tell you this, man, you can rank it. AJ's probably number one, but Saquon Barkley's the second most important player in that huddle. By the way, all super chats go to the top. Please hit the like button. Seals, you missed my point. I was trying to show you that the overall league is struggling right now. That's why I asked who's in the top 5. I've got my quarterbacks here. Prince. Seems that the defenses have had a pretty good year this year. I agree with that, Prince. Scoring's down. Scoring's down. It's a very good observation about the league. Scoring's down this year. Seals, What would be your reaction if Hurts tapped out of a game? He would never. That's not that guy. That's not that guy. That's one thing I would never have to worry about with Jalen Hurts. Hurts is not tapping out of shit. This guy put a different shoe on to get his ass back out there. Shit, because of probably his sense of style, Anthony Richardson probably would say, I can't go back in until you get two shoes that look alike, instead of just getting out there. Jalen Hurts would have went out there in his bare feet if he could have. There's no way. I've never seen that in my years playing ball, in my years covering ball, where I saw a guy just go like this. Can you get someone in there? I'm tired. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. And if you want the fastest way to lose a locker room on how I look at you as not being tough or mentally aware where you are or who you are, that's how you do it. I'd like this. I'm not going into battle with that guy. I'm not putting my ass on the line for that guy. Did you see what that center did to that guy who twisted the ankle of Justin Herbert? Do you see what that center did? Do you think a center right now on the Indianapolis Colts would defend Anthony Richardson after that masquerade of a player and a quarterback that he had this last weekend against the Texans? And he was in that ball game. He tapped out. I think they're a better team without him. They should start Joe Flacco the rest of the way. Jalen Hurts is not tapping out. So, Barrett, toughness, leadership, all of that, I'm not questioning that with the kid. I think he's weird in some of his answers, but I've never seen anything like that, what I saw with Anthony Richardson. My fellow Eagle fans, what is wrong with developing? Mahomes said he could not read defenses for a while. We went differently. It's okay. Correct. Shit, Michael Vick got to Andy Reid. Didn't he say this too, Sox? I wish I had Andy Reid earlier in my career because I didn't know how to read a defense until I got to Philly. Can you imagine that? How electric that player was in Atlanta, Michael Vick, and he didn't know how to read a defense. Michael Vick. They didn't know how to read a defense until Andy Reid. So why is it so difficult for all of you to accept that this guy's still in the process? You paid him too soon. Okay, you have to deal with that. I think they paid Kyler Murray too soon. Murray's starting to look like he's getting it. Kyler Murray's having a hell of a year right now. Okay? And he's lifting a shitty-ass organization out of the gutter again. Dude, you're not moving off of Kyler Murray. You know, at the beginning of the year, you probably had some conversations of moving off of Kyler Murray at the end of the year. Not now, you're not. There'd be 30 teams line up for him. Okay? It's because Richardson is a Gator. Probably so. Hey, I didn't say it. Okay, I didn't say it. He's a Gator. Okay, probably so. Bob, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, man. All you guys, please hit the like button here. Yeah, Kim, I like Kyler Murray too. I'm with you here, man. I like Kyler Murray. Kellen has improved Jalen. It's not in major ways, but he's getting better at the blitz. He is getting better at the blitz. His pocket passer because of Kellen, I cannot say that. No, he's not there yet. He's not there as a pocket passer. Sunday was a nice step. You know, hey, I'm going to tell you guys one more time. When Jalen Hurts is a threat like that, when he runs the ball, his passing game is going to be so much easier like it was in 22. You know what? I'm going to make a comment. Somebody do me a favor. Tell me how many yards Jalen Hurts passed for in the 22 season. How many yards did he pass for? What was it, like 3,700? It was like 3,700, right? How come it felt like 5,000 yards? It just felt like 5,000 yards. You know why? He was so incredible on third down. You know, if you go back, I wonder if you can go back to that stat. The Eagles must have been number one in the NFL in third down with a quarterback that didn't throw for 3,800 yards. How's that possible? I mean, it felt like it was $5,000 when he had that 3701. He had more yards last year, and it didn't feel the same. I wonder what the Eagles were on third down in 2022, because it has to be in the top 5. Because every time they were in third down, that dude got it, and it was because of his wheels and his arm. Dude, the one thing, when you're like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, you don't have that ability to be able to take off running. How many times did Tom Brady say he wishes he had the ability to take off running? Tush push helps too, absolutely. He did. It seemed natural. I like that. Get this. Here's what Force says. Down here, the Eagles were 4th and third down. What are they right now? The Eagles are 23rd. You're 23rd in third down. And 22, you are 4th. Which means this. Every single series in 22, you were 3rd and short. You were 3rd and short. That's why when you guys are going like this, Sills the offense. I mean, dude, on third down, you're not very good. Now, can that trend to get better because of the ability of running and because of the change of identity? Get this. Sills, Eagles were 3rd in 2022 at 47%, KC 48. So they were 3rd. You're 23rd now. That's right, Forrest, regardless of the schedule. So I think he has made the game more simple for Hurts. Last week, Hurts read through his progressions. He did cross the middle too and made several great throws. He did. I did. He did. He turned his head. He did. That was the first complete game I've seen him play, both from the pocket and also out in the perimeter when he was running since 2022. Okay? Keith. So in 2022, Jalen Hurts had an offense that he ran, that his offense was 3rd in third down conversions. That's impressive. And get this. You know those 3,700 yards passing he had? You want to know why there was only 3,700? You only have to have short passes. You're 3rd and short. 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 1, I mean. 5-yard pass, first down, or a run. You can't defend that. The number one statistic you can't defend with an offense is if you're efficient on third down. If you're in the top 3 in third downs, you can't stop them. That means you're running. I'd like to know what the Eagles are over the last 3 weeks on third down. I still think that number sucks because last week, prior to the Bengal game, I think they sucked against the Giants, but they didn't really need it because they were winning first and second down. So that's kind of a misnomer. You probably want to go back to the Cleveland game and take a look at what they have been. They have not been good on third down all year. Even coming out of the bye, they have not been good on third down. That number's got to improve. And it will improve with Hurts' ability to run the ball. Okay? Yeah, and again, I think this number here, Marcus, I think that's a little bit misleading, Marcus, because they dominated them on first and second down. Against a good football team, that number will haunt them, but against the Giants, you could have rolled a bag of footballs out against the Giants and they would have dominated them. Seals, did McNabb get questioned by the media and anyone as much as Hurts does at this point of his career? Why would you question Donovan McNabb when he goes to 5 straight NFC championship games? What are you questioning? What would you question? McNabb won a hell of a lot more than Hurts earlier in his career. It's not a fair comparison. And he had Andy Reid. And he had Jim Johnson on the other side. Remember that. This is almost the same dynamic they see in Kansas City now, just with not as great a quarterback with Mahomes. Okay? You had Andy Reid and you had Jim Johnson, D coordinator. Now he's masquerading as Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City. Isn't it ironic that Andy Reid has the best defensive coordinator, or one of the top 3 coordinators on defense everywhere he's been? Philly, and now in Kansas City. It's been a priority of his. Wide receivers are no priority. Tight ends are. Defensive coordinators are. And having a quarterback that is efficient enough to run his offense. That's what he needs to win. And that's how he wins. He keeps it simple. Okay? He keeps it simple. And Reyes, I'm a victim of this as well. I can't stand McNabb's personality, too. He acts like a piece of shit many times. However, as a player, that guy put him around the rim 5 straight NFC championship games. He won a ton of ball games, superior to Dak Prescott, Tony Romo. Any quarterback that Dallas Cowboys have had since Troy Aikman, McNabb's better. McNabb, you can make the comment, McNabb, as a pure talent, probably better than Aikman. Hey, if I get on Jalen Hurts for having all that offense around him, I'll say this about Aikman. You think he benefit from having the top offensive line in the league? The greatest running back in the history of the sport, arguably? And one of the top 3 third-down possession wide receivers in pro football history in Michael Irvin. And you had a 25-year-old defense on the other side. And you think that benefited Aikman? Okay? You think that benefited him? Please hit the like button. Sills, Eagles are 37% on third downs in 2024. And last 3 games are 31. I think it's because of the opponents too, man, because they're so bad on defense. You got another one coming up here too. Hey, this is my problem with the defense. I think the defense is starting to cannibalize these awful offenses that they're playing. And it's starting to misguide us a little bit in the numbers on defense and if they're getting better. The only reason that I'm going to push back on myself for that comment is because of how much youth you have. I don't care who you're playing. You're playing a pro quarterback, and that's Quinyon Mitchell's 9th game coming up as an NFL player. I don't really care about that. I care if it's Darius Slay and James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, and those guys are still effing up. I'm going to care there with that because we said this at the beginning of the year. Play the young guys. 1-3 versus the Giants on third down still. I know that, but they won first and second down. What about Big Hugh Douglas? Are you a fan? Yeah, I am. But what I will always know about Hugh never wanted to play the run. So what did Jim Johnson do? He created a position for him to have him rush just purely as a passer. And that was the brilliance of Jim Johnson. It turned him into an Eagle Hall of Famer. Hugh Douglas was a really great player. Absolutely. Great player. Best pass rusher from the backer position or edge, not counting Reggie. I would still say Clyde's better. Trent Cole's better. Cole's better. I think Trent Cole's a better player than Hugh Douglas. Overall, play the run, rush the passer. As an edge, I mean, Clyde Simmons was spectacular. Okay. T.O. lasted 1 season. Chris, overall, I thought Trent was a better tackler. I never thought he was. I think he was a better pass rusher. And he had longevity. Yeah, Hugh has, dude. I'm not saying Trent's a better pass rusher than Hugh. Hugh had 80 sacks. I don't even really know what Trent Cole's and Jim Johnson created that alignment for him, okay, and created that alignment for him when he was a player and created that position because everyone said. Now, Trent's got 90.5 sacks. So you can say whatever you want about him, but he finished his last 2 seasons. Now, I don't know about you, but Trent Cole had 12.5 sacks, 12.5 sacks, 10 sacks, 10 sacks, 11 sacks, 8 sacks, 8 sacks, 7 sacks. I mean, and plus you look at the tackles, 70 tackles, 65 tackles, 77 tackles, 59 tackles, all from an edge rusher. I mean, he's a good football player and very underrated. Trent Cole's an underrated football player. Okay? Very underrated. And it's not true. I saw somebody in there say that. I saw somebody say that. No way. No way. Was never known for that. Here. Tackles 35, 39, 27, 33. Nowhere in the room. Nowhere in the room. Cole was a more complete player. Facts. And production speaks to it. Okay? Hugh's the bigger name because he's on radio and because the Eagles don't like his politics. And guys like Paul Domowitz don't like his politics. But he had a better career in Philly. He had a better overall career. More tackles, more sacks, more tackles for loss. Production speaks. It's a production league. You're not graded on a bell curve. Okay? You're not. More tackles, more sacks, more TFLs, more fumble recoveries. I mean, how can you say somebody else is better when they almost had the same amount of length and career time and the other guy has more numbers? And he played on the same team and they overlapped one another. How can you say that? No, Guinness Stout. I don't hate Paul Domowitz. He hates me. I don't know. I've never met him. I don't know why. And then he wanted to try to extort JAKIB by having them pay him so he can go on the air and trash me or something. I don't know. I mean, people that come on my program, Angelo and everybody, they don't ask for money. They do it because they enjoy talking to you guys, not because they want to get paid for it. All the people that come on, Jimmy Johnson, all these guys, they come on because they want to talk to you guys. They don't ask for money. Tony Dungy doesn't ask for money. Gary Cobb doesn't ask for money. Gary Cobb has come on every single Monday, pretty much, in 4 years. Right, Xander? 4 years. Works at Fox 29. He's never asked me for a cent. Never. Now, he charges other people, but he never charges a cent. He wants to talk to you guys. He's built an audience up with you. That's what it's about. Hey, right. M. Reyes comes here for free every day. And sometimes you guys donate. I'm thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful. Why does Domowitz think he is that he should get paid for an appearance? You'll have to ask him. We were like this. See you. You don't want to come on? You don't have to come on. This is not like the military draft. when we ask you to come on, it's not a military draft. So does he hate you because of your winning personality and cool Italian demeanor? Or is it the truth you speak? I think it's a little of everything you just said, Brian. Steve, why wouldn't I be honest with you when you come here every day for us? Hey, I may give you shit or everyone else shit, or what have you. But at the end of the day, I respect the hell you're here. Hey, man, am I rough around the edges? Yes. And sometimes am I difficult to deal with? Yes. All of that is true. All of that is true. Never going to deny it. One thing will always be true. You know what that is? We appreciate you being here. Sills on First Take would be fire. RC3, you think ESPN, who's having a problem right now with Pat McAfee, could you imagine me and McAfee doing a show on ESPN? Can you imagine that? Holy cow. That show would last a day, maybe. Okay, maybe. Trent Cole had 85 sacks for the Eagles. Hugh had 56 for the Eagles. Big difference, but I still love Hugh. Yeah, no, hey, Kenneth. Hey, watch this. Sills, you take Trent Cole, and I'll take Hugh. Sure. I'm not going to lose, am I? Okay, right? Absolutely. You're not. I'm just saying Trent was a really underrated football player. And because, hey, by the way, I guarantee you Trent Cole is not in the Eagle Hall of Fame. Or is he? Maybe I'm wrong. Is Trent Cole in the Eagle Hall of Fame? Guy with 90 sacks? Or 80 sacks with the Eagles? Where do you think he ranks in Eagle history with sacks? Third? Sills, we are here because you're rough. You're rough on the Eagles. Okay, thank you, Abe. Where does Trent Cole? Where does Trent Cole rank in Eagles? He went into the Hall of Fame at 22. The Eagle Hall of Fame at 22. Good. Okay. He's third or fourth. Trent Cole went into the Eagle Hall of Fame. Great. Because I didn't know that. Okay. Hey, look at this. Shannon, Stephen A. and Sills would be something to see. They couldn't handle that. Okay. They couldn't handle that. But by the way, we rarely do anything else, so this is why we're here all the time. Hey, Kenneth, that's great that Hugh and Trent went in at the same time. Two really great players, man. Hey, by the way, when I said that Trent was better than Hugh or was more productive than Hugh, that's not a slight on Hugh. It's just some guys have better opportunities. Some guys put up better stats. That's why the argument, who's the greatest running back of all time? Emmitt Smith's got the numbers. People always look at who's the greatest baseball player. Is it Henry Aaron or is it Bonds? Is it Ted Williams? You know, guys like that, Willie Mays. It's all subjective, man. Numbers can be like, again, hey, I like the way this guy rushed the passer and played and brought a presence to the game. I get it. It's no diss on Hugh. I promise you. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Where are we after the first hour in likes? I'd like to know. By the way, your super chats today, once again, just like yesterday, were fantastic. Yesterday, 8,000 people nearly live chatted the show. Absolutely insane how great that is. For us, where you have to understand, I'm sorry, 160, Xander, pretty good, man. Great stuff, right? Hour number one, thank you guys very much. Let me say this to you guys. When we first started the program out, 200 views would end after the show. Now we're like, if you put all the things that Xander posts and puts it up there, we're like 40,000. Okay? I mean, it's great. You guys are killing it, man. I appreciate it. By the way, it's on you. Hey, I could sit here and talk to myself and be a guy talking in the forest to no one. I mean, YouTube is the forest of little trees. And you got to separate yourself somehow, right, Xander? It's a forest, and you're hoping someone's listening. That's what YouTube is. My cat can start a YouTube channel. You guys make this one great. Appreciate it. Please hit the like button here. All right. Here's my assessment on if I think Kellen Moore has made Hurts better. By the way, Randy Cross at 3:30 from CBS Sports, college and pro football, winner of 3 Super Bowls with the San Francisco 49ers. I thought it would be bumpy. He has more responsibility. He's taken more of a leadership role. He's working. He's still dependent on 2 receivers. You're starting to see Calcaterra now become an issue. The more Calcaterra becomes an issue, the less impact Dallas Goedert will be needed on this football team. And by the way, if I were Kellen Moore and I were preparing Jalen Hurts to be under center when Dallas Goedert gets back, I just might run 2 tight end set, get that ridiculous third wide receiver off the field, and go 2 wide outs, 2 tight end set, and run the ball with Barkley, because then who are you defending on the edges here with Calcaterra and also with Goddard? Can you imagine? You'd look like something that they had up in New England when you had Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski up there. You imagine 2 tight end set threatening the middle of the field and what that would mean for one-on-one. Do you know why you're seeing more one-on-one covering of AJ and Devontae? Barkley. You're seeing more one-on-one. I couldn't believe how many times the Bengals were in one-on-one with A.J. Brown. I'm like, you're crazy. But they feared Barkley so much and Jalen Hurts so much because of the running that it created one-on-one. I mean, the thing that stunned me the most, Anarumo, I like Lou Anarumo. I like him a lot. But I couldn't believe how many single coverage packages they threw at AJ. I mean, he was constantly one-on-one, and so was Devontae. And I'm like, man, Barkley and Hurts must be really scaring the defense and their running ability, because that's how you loosen that up like that. That's 22, man. That's 22. Absolutely. So again, just to finish it up, gotten better at the blitz. It just seems that, to me, since the bye, they made a cognizant effort, put them more under center. They're going to the tight end more. Dude, the tight end puts about 35 to 55 yards up a game now. I mean, that guy is covered for the third wideout where you get nothing. I don't even know why they roll out Jahan Dotson out there. It makes no sense. He's a non-factor. He is a non-factor in that game. You're wasting money giving him game checks when it comes to activating him and having him in a starting role in there. I'd rather give it to the 5th rounder or 6th rounder, whatever Calcaterra was. I'd rather give it to him. By the way, what round did Grant Calcaterra, what round did he go? Because he is playing really great ball. Calcaterra and Hurts were together at OU. Yeah, I know. I think he's a California kid. Grant Calcaterra, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a California kid. So wait a minute here. Calcaterra was what? A 6th rounder? Is that true? A 6th or 7th rounder? 6th rounder? Oh, man, if you put that guy in the open market right now, you'd get a 3 for him. 3 or 4. 3, 4, 5 in there. 3, 4, 5. Especially if he ends up the year continuing to be an impact player like he's a really good player. Tight ends are so essential in today's NFL because they mismatch the number one lack of talent position in the NFL. That's the linebacker position. Okay? Absolutely, man. Hey, that is a find. Okay? Get this. Here's like completely one of the stupidest takes. The guy's played C- football or C football all year, but he had a game. So this guy says he proved that he's not a scrub. What a total shitty take. That's not how you get considered to be an elite player off of 4 quarters and 3.5 hours of football when you've played in 8 weeks C football. That's a dumb take. It's a dumb take. The one thing that you can say about Hurts' season this year has been that he's been inconsistent. And you're starting to see signs of more consistency over the last 3. I mean, 35 attempts in the last 2 weeks in the passing game is nothing to sneeze at, but they're effective in what they're doing like they were in 22. He doesn't have to throw a ton of passes if you're playing that style of football. He doesn't. He didn't in 22. Like I said, that year in 22, that 37-01 felt like 5,000 passing yards. That's what it felt like. Yeah. You saw 20. Yeah, some of you are saying in there you saw 22. Yeah, that's what you saw on Sunday. Nobody call Hurts a scrub. It's just hyperbole. It's all good. Not to mention they have not played anyone with a winning record. Everyone making it like the Bengals are the Ravens or Chiefs. And, I get it. Again, it's true. They haven't played anybody except, the Packers have a winning record. And Atlanta has a winning record. You're talking about they beat Green Bay. Green Bay's playing really great football right now. Okay? Let's see here. Oh, absolutely. Well, Abe, I'll give you a great insight. When we did a hit with Merrill Reese once, he was in Nick Sirianni's office. And Nick was on the other side watching the show. While Merrill was doing it, he was in Sirianni's offense, listening to the show. That's a fact. That happened. Seals, Greg Calcaterra is a 6th-round pick and 3rd year in the season. Okay, his 3rd season, he's picking it up, man. He is. Merrill couldn't do it today. We asked him. Saints had a winning record. That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So to close it up, hit the like button. Thank you. Let's see how it continues. Let's see how this continues over these next 8 quarters. I'll tell you in 8 quarters where I'm at with them. Right now, nothing's changed because I have to see it for a longer period of time. Now, the thing that I am liking is I'm not seeing turnovers. And that's because I think they've scaled back the passing game because of Barkley. The reason you're getting one-on-ones with Devontae and AJ is not because of Jalen Hurts' passing. He's 20th in passing yards. You're getting it because of the running of Barkley and Hurts now. Seals, do you see the Cowboys trading Micah Parsons? Jason, my question would come down to Dallas. You paid that guy $60 million. For what? For lesser results? If you're Jerry Jones, you just paid $36 million for CeeDee Lamb and $60 million. You paid $100 million in 2 players. And that's what you got? You got $100 million in that. Then you're going to go another $35 million. And you're going to go $120 to $130 million in 3 players. Where are you going? Where are you going with that? You're going nowhere. Think of Kansas City. Look at one more time. Kansas City and New England. They got the quarterback right. They never spent a nickel on any players offensively except for Gronk and Brady in the O-line. Same thing in Kansas City. Travis Kelce, quarterback, and the O-line. They don't spend money on wideouts. They just picked up DeAndre Hopkins for a 6th-rounder. They're not paying him anything. It's a prorated contract now moving forward. I mean, Kansas City spends no money because they got the quarterback right. Places like San Francisco and Philly, not sure they got the quarterback right. That's why they spend a ton of money putting those players around him. It's the same thing. They're putting talent around Purdy, putting talent around Hurts. They're not sure what they got. Yeah. Kansas City takes is all Dan has. You see what this dick would like you to be compared to? The Jets. And you'll have to excuse this asshole because he doesn't really realize. Didn't Andy Reid set up all the things that you have in Philly? That he did in Kansas City? Isn't it the same thing? Isn't it? Aren't the things you're doing now in Philly the things Andy did? Isn't it? So when he says that's all Sileo has is Kansas City, well, I'm going by the guy how you run your organization. Right? What's he talking about? And I'm going to compare you to the best. Now, if you want me to compare you to Carolina, I can. That's who Jay Brown wants you to be compared to. Hey, we're better in Carolina. Okay. Way to shoot high there, kid. Way to shoot high there. Andy Reid did not get a Stoutland. Another lie. Chip Kelly did. Another lie. Kid, I don't know if you've ever been a fan of your team, but you don't know dick about it. Hit the like button. Holy shit. You may want to read a book on the Eagles. Ray Didinger, I hear, has a really great book on Eagle history. You might want to read one there, kid. Sills, one thing this young defense is showing us is that we've been missing for the last few years is the hunger to play hard and get to the ball. I agree completely with that. Absolutely. I could completely agree with that. You're seeing more hats around the football because of youth and them wanting to get there. Absolutely. That's all right, man. Hey, Jay Brown is one of my special needs kids. It's okay. He's one of my special needs guys. Sorry, kid. All right. It's all right. We got a few in here, man. Please hit the like button. We appreciate all you guys. Even J-Bone. We appreciate that guy coming aboard here. Thank you very much. He's got the little helmet, with the big mouthpiece. Jay Brown walks around in his house with a mouthpiece just in case he falls, You never know. Yeah. Sit down, Jay. He's the kid you got to go like this to. J-Bone, take your fingers out of your mouth. Sit down, kid. Put your fingers out of your mouth. Sit down. Sit on your stool. Take your sippy cup and go over to the little kiddies table. J-Bone, come on, man. Sit down at the kiddie table. Here's your sippy cup. Oh, and here's a map on how you can get to a library, how you could read about the history of your Eagles. Boom. Big Cells, how you doing? All right. Jacksonville, 2024. Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate you being here. By the way, Randy Cross will join us at the bottom of the hour. Xander's going to join us at 4:30. Jay Brown's got a sippy cup. The one with the mouthpiece on it? Got Eagles on it. Sits in a little high chair, He's got knee pads on in case he falls. He's got elbow pads on, too. Phil's just a jerk. Phil's talking shit on Hurts again? Yeah, he's got a helmet, too, when he goes out with his cousin to the mailbox in case he falls. And he's got a bib. Okay. Hey, I could use one too, so whatever. Jacksonville, 2024. Will this game be a difficult? Give me some scores here first. He's got a hamster wheel. Oh, man. 40-13. All right. 52-3. I can always count on M. Reyes to drop a 50 burger there for you. Eagles 30, Jacksonville 10. 40-13. Okay, we got that. 31-14 says Twiz. Daz 100-0. Thinks he's playing rugby. 24-10. All right. Let's take a look at the Jags. An overview of the Jags here before we get Randy Cross on. Seals, could you see the Jags firing Doug if Eagles blow them out? Yeah, unfortunately. 28-14 says Brian. All right. So here's who the Jags are so far after 8 weeks of football. They're 16th in total offense, 325. Eagles are 9th. Passing. The Jags are 19th, 2016. The Eagles are 22nd. Passing. Advantage, Jags. Rushing. Middle of the pack for the Jags, 124. Probably one of your better running teams that you're going to play in the last month, the Jaguars. Their league average, 125 yards a game. That could be something to keep an eye on. Eagles are second, 166.7 next to the Ravens. Scoring, they're 21st. The Eagles are 17th. Kind of in the same room. 22-3 for Philly. 21 points for the Jags. Okay, kind of in the room. Red zone, both are the same. Jags are 24th. Eagles are 23rd. Third down. Jacksonville's 24th. The Eagles are 23rd. I mean, the offenses look pretty much the same except for the rushing. I might be careful on this because the offense does a lot of the same things that you're doing. I mean, where's your advantage? Rushing. The only advantage you have in this game is rushing the ball offensively. Now, wait a minute. I'm not done. There's two sides of this. Again, look, this is 8 weeks of football, and you haven't really beaten a winning team outside of what? Green Bay. Make it sound like you've beaten a first-place schedule. You haven't. Total offense, Jags are 16th. You're 9th. Great. That's because of the running, though. That's because of the rushing. Eagles will absolutely throttle the Jaguars, destroy them. That Z-bone. Xander's making it sound like they have like some massive advantage over you on offense. They don't, except for running. Their passing game's the same. Their scoring is the same. Third down conversion's the same. Red zone's the same. Here's the difference. Defense. Jags are 29th. They give up 382 yards. The Eagles are 7th. Passing. They give up 31. They're 31st. They give up 231 yards in the air. Eagles are 10th. Rushing. They do a nice job here. They're 9th in stopping a run. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, one of the things they do well is stop the run? Okay. Jags are down their top three wideouts and NTN possibly. Whew. Wow, that kill. So wait a minute. The one thing you do well, they do well. They stop the run. They're 9th. And what are you? You're eighth. Okay. You give up 107. They average 124. Probably still going to get theirs. Interesting ball game here a little bit. Jalen, they're going to throw the ball in this game. They're going to throw the ball. Scoring, Jags are 29th. Eagles are 7th. Red zone, 28th. Terrible. Eagles are 6th. This is defense. Third down, they're 25th. 43% of the time, teams are converting on third down. The Eagles are 19th. Oh, okay. So, what do you got? What was the scores again you think this is going to be? By the way, what's the number? What's the point spread in this game? Randy Cross is going to join us in a couple minutes here. I think it's only going to be by telephone because he's in a studio with CBS. 34-17. It's 6.5. Nah, that thing's got to climb to 7 for me to jump on that. 28-3. Okay, 28-3. Yeah, but they actually have a quarterback in Jacksonville. Big Sills and Z-Bone sounds like a tag team wrestling group. I like it. We have an actual pass threat, unlike them. Eagles will run crazy. Trevor Lawrence is having a better season passing the ball than your guy. How's that possible? As much as you don't like what Trevor's doing, their issues are mostly on defense here. Daniel Jones was ranked higher passing. I mean, Jalen, you guys in passing, you're 22nd. Don't make it sound like you're throwing the ball through the yard, all over the yard. Come on. Hey, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Trevor Lawrence, what he's doing right now, and where he's going right now this year. And I know everyone right now is saying that, he's not having a great year. Well, currently right now, he's on pace for 3,900 yards, 23 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a 94 quarterback rating, and 63% completion percentage. So he's on pace for more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, and a higher quarterback rating than Jalen. And you guys are trying to tell me he's having a better year. Okay. That's not what the first 8 weeks are saying. I mean, I'm just telling you what they've done. You got to go with what they've done, don't you? You can't just go off the Bengal game. Hey, by the way, I'll say something to you about the Eagles. This is the first time in a year that I probably said this, that team's winning because of roster and not coaching. I think you're seeing some coaching going on now, and they're winning because of some of the coaching that's going on. Last year, I thought they won because of the roster. I thought they won prior to the bye week because of roster and not coaching. Now I'm starting to see coaching take effect. Something that you didn't have take effect at all last year. And it was part of the implosion. Okay? I mean, you're starting to see a little bit of that. Sills, who's better, Burrow or Lawrence? Joe Burrow. It's not a debate. So if the Eagles are looking for culture, they should follow Barkley's lead, punishing, running, smashing defenders. I like his game. Seals, he's talking about the threat of A.J. Brown and Smitty in the passing game will open up Saquon. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to ask Randy Cross what he thinks of Jalen Hurts, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I want to get his opinion on what he thinks of him. Defensive adjustments. Fangio has only allowed an average of 8 points in the second half. There's no doubt it's taking effect. It's funny, isn't it? Vic has had a slow progression of getting the team better. Remember what he said at the golf tournament in the offseason when he was on the tee box? And I'll let you know where we are week 12, somewhere in there, week 10. I'll let you know then. That's kind of what he's on track for. Like I said, these next couple games coming up, especially the Jags game, because it could be some type of small trap game as you get into that nice stretch run of teams you're going to have to play and all them quarterbacks and good coaches that you're going to have to take on. I'll tell you what, man, you got a pretty good football game coming up against Washington. Dan Quinn owns a Super Bowl ring. Dan Quinn's taking the team to a Super Bowl as a head coach. Dan Quinn has the first place lead right now in the NFC East, as I predicted. You also have Cliff Kingsbury running the offense with Brian Johnson. You don't think there's going to be some ass that wants to be paid back in that game? I think so. I can't wait for that Washington game. Hey, if I'm the national TV guys, I want to put that game in a prime spot too. Because again, nobody in Philly likes the owner of the Commanders. Well, I don't think he should. Again, that's just my opinion. But I wonder if Josh Harris will even show his face in Philly for that game. If I were him, I wouldn't. You're going to sit in the owner's box for Washington and Philly at Lincoln Financial? That might not look good. Who are you rooting for? So you're going to have Commander gear on and you're going to try to get an arena down in Chinatown? Okay, yeah, all right, that works. I'd be like this. Get out of here. I'd boo that guy out of the building. I'd boo that guy out of the bed. Throwing batteries at Michael Irvin? I would throw bricks at that guy. Here are the bricks you can use to build your new arena. I would take a brick down there and I would put it out front of the Redskins Commanders locker if I were an Eagle guy and go, here's what we're going to donate for you to build your arena in Chinatown. Here's a brick. Here. And just bring them bricks and go, here, this is what we're going to give you because we're not going to give you public funding for it. Just bring a brick. Put it out front of the Commander's locker room. Here, Josh, give this to Josh. It's a brick. Okay. Yeah, what about the public funding? Here's your public funding. I got this out of a condemned building in downtown. And guess what I'm doing? I'm bringing the brick for you to build your arena. You don't like it? Build it in Camden. Build it in Camden. They got shitty taxes in Jersey. They can hijack you too. You got your Devils team there. Why not? You're going to walk into Lincoln Financial, root for the Commanders, and ask me to give you an arena? I can't wait for that week. I would take a dump on that guy all day long and all week long, and I will. I mean, I'm not giving you that. Dude, the death nail in that arena was when you purchased the Commanders. You really think that there's enough Sixer fans for you to build an arena down there that they're going to okay taxes? I think you're taking a little bit too much of a victory lap on the civic pride that the Philadelphia people have for their sports teams, because the number one sports team in Philly is the Eagles. Everything runs through the Eagles, dude. I'll support the Phillies. I'll support the Sixers, and I'll support all that. They're my teams. I got it. I'm not going to support a guy rooting against the Eagles. He roots against the Eagles daily. How do you support that? Hey, it's one thing for me to talk shit on you. I'm trying to get you better. It's another thing that guy actively and meaningfully roots against you, and he wants you to build him a new house downtown Chinatown. How's that? How do you connect that? How do you connect that? Explain that to me. Dude, I know you're not dumb. Far from it. Sometimes passion clouds the judgment of others. Josh Harris, rooting against you on a daily basis, wanting to beat you in a couple weeks, and then turn around going, hey, why don't you build me an arena for your Sixers team? Why don't you sell the team? Hey, get this guy. And I don't know, I'm awake. Are you just got his now his daily dose of big sills. Root against Hurts? I don't root against anybody. It's not what I do. Root against? You kidding me? He's a gold mine. Like the Joker says, what would I do without Hurts? Are you crazy? I like him being in the middle. Are you crazy? Rooting against him? Absolutely not. To who? Cover what? Tim Rattay? Or one of my other shitty quarterbacks that you've had in the past?